Hello. Okay, guys. So in today's session, we are going to see a few more services that you will be using in your business development process. Okay. So let's see what are those services. And today we will try to cover these services. Okay. BP Metadata Info Service, Document Info Service, Compress Service, Invoke Subprocess Service, JDBC Adapter Service, Log Service, Release Service, and Timestamp Utility Service. Okay. So we'll learn about these services and we will see how we can use them. Okay. 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 So the first service that we are going to work on is BP Metadata Info Service, and I hope I have already explained about this service. So this is the service that you will use to get information of your current instance uh, or current running business process, right? So you know that, right? So you write a business process, and when you run this business process, and when this business process is run by your SI engine, it creates an instance, right? And if you, I mean, say suppose you run the same business process twice, it will create two instances of this business process, or if you run it three times, it will create three instances of this business process. Okay, so this is the instance, and your Info Service provides you information about this running instance of your BP. So it provides the instance information of your business process, right? So say suppose you want to know the what is the BP name. This is the instance, right, of some business process. You want to know the name of that business process that it is instance of, right? Then you can use BP Metadata Info Service, or you want to find out the instance ID, then you can use this service, or you want to find the persistence label or some other information of the business process that this instance is of, then you can use the BP Metadata Info Service. And one of the example where you will be using this service in your error notification business process. Okay, now say suppose you have a business process, okay, that is running, but you also have a uh, error notification in your on fault. Okay, so if your business process fails, then your on fault will be executed, and from your on fault you are invoking SMTP server adapter to send email. Now in that email that you will send to your partner or your uh, team, you want to, that email, in that email you want to have BP ID or the instance ID, so that once they get email, they know which instance ID or which BP they need to look at, right? So you want to send the BP name and the instance ID. So based on that information that is in the email, your team member will come to SI dashboard and search the failed BP and make the uh, will take the action, or will make the appropriate action. Okay, so your BP metadata info services do that job, provides the information about your current uh, instance. Okay, so we'll first work with that and then we'll move from there. Okay, so this is your start, and then you will have a sequence start, and then you will have a sequence end. I'm searching for BP metadata info service. Business process metadata. Okay, Click on this, select a instance of this service. Okay, now you have these different parameters that you can configure based on your requirement, right? And you can find the description of these parameters in the documentation. Now the important one is here, the workflow ID. Okay, if you do not set the workflow ID here, then this business process provide you information. Okay, it provide you information of current instance, current BP instance. But if you want to say, if you have some instance ID already, right, and you want to find the detail of that instance, that BP instance, then you can provide the BP ID here. Then this service will give you information of that particular instance ID. Okay, so let's run this in this way. Save. BP service. Okay, create a new business process. Sorry, BP metadata info service. This is a service that we just now created. Okay, so I'm going to run this. Click on execute and click on go. Okay, so your service runs successfully. Now come and see instance data, right? So in your instance data, in your process data, you can see this information, right? This information is what? This information is the information related to your current running BP instance, right? So instance ID of your business process was 4134, right? So see 4134, right? This service was run using the admin user, right? Workflow ID is this, right? So this is your database ID, workflow database ID. Okay, WFID. Version is, this is your first version, business process name, and the description of that business process was this, right? State active and all this information, right? So you can use this information the way you want as per your requirement, right? And now you may ask question that why we need this information when we know what is my BP ID and what is my business process name, why we need a service, right? So friend, you know the BP ID, you know the instance ID on this page, right? But we need this information in my process data so that I use that information or use that detail to send email in my email, right? And it will be possible only when information is available in the process data, is available in the process data. So this is your BP metadata info service. Okay, so this is how we use BP metadata info service. Okay, similarly we have another service called the document info service. Okay, what we call document info service. Where is my okay? So document service name is actually it's should be, I think name is not this one, but name of service is get document info service. Get document info service, right? So it will start with G. Here it is. Get document info service. Okay. So I will create another business process to use this service. Okay. So here is your get document info service. Now what is a get document info service does? Okay. So you use get document info service to get information about your document, right? By default, this service provides you information about the primary document, right? So what information it provides? Let's see that, and then I will explain you another use of this service. Okay, so we don't need to set up any value here by default. Okay, so we'll leave it as it is. Okay,